Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. So today's video, we're going to talk about medical emergencies and why this is not going to stop anytime soon. So, guys, we are watching an alarming amount of people have medical emergencies damn near every day. And to boot, it's happening to famous people, politicians, people we recognize, right? And even family members. But on the surface of all of this, guys, this looks like exactly what we think it is, right? And we know what it is. And obviously we don't have to say it because the amount of people who are having medical emergencies over the last 2 years now have skyrocketed over any other year. Now, we have noticed big celebrities like Jamie Foxx, for example, who went through that medical emergency that they're not quite saying what it was. He's not even saying what it is. Nonetheless, guys, it was a big to-do for him, right? And we've seen other celebrities, we've seen other athletes, we've seen politicians, we've seen TV personalities have medical emergencies. In a lot of cases, the TV personalities, comedians standing on stage, we've watched them pass out. We've watched sports announcers pass out live. So we've seen all of this going on, guys, in the last 2 years, and somehow no one is bringing up the fact that, or rather, they don't want to bring up the fact what's causing it. And we all know what's causing it, because if we weren't seeing this problem 2 years ago, and now within the last 2 years we're seeing this problem, clearly it was something that was recently introduced to human society, the arm ticket. So with that, guys, again, Jamie Foxx is the bigger one. He was the latest one, but there was also LeBron James' son, Bronny James, that went into cardiac arrest. And he was 18, or he is 18 rather, sorry. Then he had Tori Kelly, who was 32. She's a big singer of some kind. And then you had Marquise Goodwin, who's 32, who was a football player for the Browns. He also had major blood clot issues. Now, again, guys, there are a lot of medical emergencies going on, but this blood clot shit with all of these athletes and celebrities definitely doesn't strike as weird. It strikes as we know what it is. And the fact that they're not addressing it and no one's addressing it, maybe some politicians are bringing it out, but they're probably getting laughed at, right? But why are we sitting by letting this happen? Now, people are like, what could you do? Start banding together and coming up with a way to sue these motherfuckers. Now, yes, you can sue them, guys. Every corporation that causes death or injury can get sued. Individually, you can't sue them, but class action lawsuits, you can. And numerous medical companies or pharmaceutical companies, have been sued when they weren't supposed to. Now, what are we going to do about it? Well, us who didn't take it, this is not our fight, actually. This is your fight, for those of you who took it. For those of you who believe the morons who told you this is going to protect you, this is your fight. Because this is only going to get worse. This is going to get worse for everybody else, especially those who keep taking the arm ticket. Now, I know people who have taken multiple boosters and nothing's going on with them. But I've also known people who took one, not two doses, but one, and had a medical emergency. My mother was one of them, right? And she had to go to the hospital. And after she went to the hospital, the doctor told her, her personal physician said, you can't take the next one. So, guys, what is going to be done about this? Unfortunately, nothing. Now, again, those of you who took it, who are circling that drain of having something happen to you, or you might not, guys. A lot of you might skate by. A lot of you might not have any issues now. Some of you might have issues 10, 20, 30 years from now, if you make it that long. Some of you will never have any issues. But again, guys, that doesn't take away from the fact that we are watching an alarming amount of people pass out on live TV, national TV, worldwide. We also have an uptick in vehicle accidents due to medical emergencies, people passing out at the wheel and what have you, or going into cardiac arrest or having strokes. We've had pilots who've passed out behind the controls, if you will. Now, luckily, none of the planes have crashed, though I do think one plane that did recently crash was probably responsible for that, but that's just my theory. But as far as like the big airliners go, because a lot of those are autopilot, it doesn't matter, right? You also have a co-pilot. Hopefully both don't pass out. But even then, the plane can still land itself. So anyway, guys, why aren't they saying anything about it? Because again, this is part of a bigger fucking game. And that's why they're not mentioning it. Because as soon as they admit to the arm ticket causing all of these problems, no person, at least very few people, are going to sit there and take anything else. You got more arm tickets coming down the pipe for different diseases, different viruses. And they're all going the route of mRNA. So now that they're trying new fancy shit, new technology to have a delivery system into your body to protect you from shit that is really not going to protect you from. We were lied to for 2 years. We were lied to right out of the gates. And listen, man, I'm not a smart man, but I know when I'm being lied to. And I know that when a company comes out and tells us this is safe with less than, what was it, 8-9 months of research, when they said that, I was like, this isn't safe. There's no way it's safe. There's no way you can tell me the long-term precautions. And people are like, there's no long-term issues with this. How the fuck do you know? We haven't gone down the road yet. We just started the journey and they're telling us there's nothing. That's like, starting down the journey and going, oh, there's nothing dangerous down there. You're 100% sure? I'm 100% sure this is a safe road to take. The road that hasn't been explored, that's unknown, which is this, we don't know. They don't know, but they lied to us and told us that it was safe. And then people started having problems. Now, guys, brain bleeds, that's on the rise. Strokes on the rise. Blood clots on the rise. Heart issues on the rise. All of this on the rise. And the one thing that a lot of people are not mentioning, cancer is also on the rise. Now, there was a couple of doctors that mentioned that the cancer rate was going to increase due to this arm ticket. And they called it well before it was even delivered to the first arm or put in the first arm. They were calling this. Now, according to either John Hopkins or Sloan Kettering, one of the two, said that there was a 300% bump in cancer. Now, of course, they're going to come out with the excuse of, well, it was because people weren't able to go to the doctor during the lockdowns. Bullshit. Cancer rate is still increasing. And it seems to be increasing in everyone who took the arm ticket. They're going to continue to lie, guys. They're going to continue to make shit up. They're going to continue to blame it on climate change. They're going to blame it on Trump supporters. They're going to blame it on everything else other than what it actually is and what we know it is. And again, we don't need to say it. We know it. And there are people who took it who are realizing, fuck, I shouldn't have taken this. I fucked up. I know a couple of people who said they if they would have saw the amount of ball breaking and threats to take it, they wouldn't have taken it. I applaud that. I do applaud that in itself, that they were going to take a stand. Anyway, guys, this is going to continue to happen. This is not going anywhere anytime soon. We're going to see more celebrities, politicians, athletes get sick and or die from this. Anyway, guys, other than that, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.